What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. You know, the best people to learn game from are those who dwell in the shadows. Those who dwell in the shadows. And, you know, and that's a range of people. Everything from a street hustler to, you know, high-level sex workers, high-level escorts and stuff like that, high-level gigolos. Pimps, you know, you know, it could be I said high level gigolos, but it could also be like what I call street gigolos. You know, those guys, they don't have anything to their name, but they manage to live off of different women and everything. And then, you know, just plain street hustlers, because when I say hustlers, it could be anybody, but they in the streets, they hustling for whatever they want, money, whatever. And that's actually the key to understanding all of them getting money. Whether it's the street hustler or whether it's the high-end escort, they getting money. Now, the reason why I say they dwell in the shadows, first of all, let's be real. They not out in the open. Even the ones that advertise still not out in the open. Shoot, they gotta be kind of careful about what they do. You know? Because they ain't open. But they learn stuff. Thanks. They learn stuff. They know stuff. And the reason why I say those in the shadows, because one thing they have in common, whether it is the street hustler or you can call them a con man or something, a con artist. Everything from them to like the women at the top, the men at the top of sex work, or what Master Teacher BGS would call diesels. The one thing they all have in common is they can read people real well. In fact, a mentor of mine, Master Yama J. Morris, he said, he actually wrote in one of his books, many books, I can't remember which one, but I have to agree with him. He said the people who can see through someone the best, who got the best perspective on relationships, are divorce attorneys, and sex workers. And they really do, because they see the other side. See, here's the issue. Go ahead, baby. Here's the issue. You get a lot of people, and even what you're seeing relationship-wise is just the surface of things. Indeed, many so-called black pillars are really blue pillars. They really blue pillars. They trying to think they're on some higher level. No, they're not. Because they want to be blue pillars. A true black pillar will just accept things as they are and just go about his life. That's it. But see, deep down, what do many guys want? They want, you know, they want that attractive woman. They want wifey, that traditional wife. But as the Honorable Pimp God would say, you know, all these women got a shadow to them. They got something they really want, and they ain't showing it. You know, everybody got a shadow, because all of us present a mask in public. All of us. You know, even myself. I mean, you don't see the whole picture. You see something, but what people have in their shadow, which you don't see, that's how some people get in trouble. Now, see, the thing with sex workers or hustlers, somebody in the streets, they actually great psychologists. They better at reading people than trained psychologists. They're actually better at reading people, because theirs is from life, and theirs is a matter of survival. In fact, someone who was he was both a brother figure to me, but also a father figure to me, depending on the situation. May he rest in peace. He said I should have presented a book called Street Smart Seduction, because those in the streets, and really you can extend that to the shadows, they understand people better. They know their marks. Like, let's say a street hustler player, right? Or a street player. One thing about a street player is they know their targets. It don't matter if they don't look like some fashion model or something. They know their marks. They know which women are going to give up the pussy. And if that's all they want from the woman, they're going to get it. Now, some might want a place to stay. They know what to do, what to say, because they deal with people. They deal with the shadow. Same thing with some women. You know, some renegade prostitutes. Like, I knew a woman, and dudes would pay her to fuck her. I gotta admit, her pussy was good. She gave me that shit for free. Even paid for shit. But, you know, she had guys like trying to get it, but she knew how to push buttons. If you talk to a lot of women, there's a lot of women out here, not even just a diesel type of women, streetwalker or sex worker type of women, but just some women who are real beautiful. They know what to do when they're around a man to get what they want out of a man. Indeed, let's just be real. Most men out here just on some level tricks, and they'll get some woman who know it. Now, if you want to know the game, you want to know how not to be a mark, you want to know how to get with these women, be friendly with sex workers. Because remember, I always talked about that sex worker secret, which I haven't shared directly, but I've talked about it like several thousand times. I do mean several thousand times. And, you know, if a guy can't pick up what I'm saying, he ain't going to get it. And it's a very simple thing with women. I've had some dudes hit me up and they figured this shit out. And I was like, yeah, that's it. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. Still, some guys ain't figured it out. But where it come from? Sex workers. Because their business is to look at people. Their business is to read people. Their business is to see behind the mask. That's how they get their money, like strippers. You know, I remember that show I was watching, P Valley. It's about strippers. It was a tripped out show based in Mississippi. You know, and this stripper was telling a younger stripper, a new stripper, it's like, no, not that guy, he don't have money. Like, look how he dressed and everything. Because that's the thing, when you get those people in the shadows, they can see what's in the light. I want y'all to think about it. Now, it sounds kind of poetic and, you know, even may sound a little metaphysical, but those who dwell in the shadows, they can see it. Like, I mentioned the Honorable Pimp guy. He recently did a webinar where he talked about reading a woman's shadow, clocking a woman's shadow. You know, check out his page and stuff. Check out his page. You want to find out more, but every woman has it. See, a man who can read that shadow, he'll know how to deal with her, no matter what she's presenting. And because you got some women, they doing the same thing. Those women who are in the shadows and everything. And this ain't even deep into the shadow world. I'm just talking about like maybe the outskirts of it. But you get those women who may be sex workers, maybe used to get money out of a man. Even a woman who is, what they call it? Foodie call. Because you get some women, they know they can make all the money in the world, but they ain't spending their money because they know how to get money out of men. But see, they know how to read a man's shadow. You know, they know what to do, what to say, how to act to get what they want. Manipulators, people. And that's not all women. That's not all women, but it'll definitely be some attractive women. Because my sit-down video was talking about don't put a woman on a pedestal. That's how men get played. That's how, seriously, that's how men get played. Because they'll put them on a pedestal. Now, you get those in the shadows, they know the power of sex. So they'll ramp up their sex appeal. Like, strippers know how to get money out of a man. Sex workers know how to get money out of a man. They don't do much. And really, I'll tell you how. All they do is stroke his ego. That's all they do. Sometimes they don't have to do any dancing. I knew this woman who had been a stripper. And me and her still cool. Me and her were real cool, in fact. But she said she'd be at her club and stuff. She, you know, guy paid for a back room, a private dance. But she said she wouldn't even be dancing. She'd just be talking with him. I know some women who were phone sex workers back in the day. They say a lot of times they ain't even discussing sex. They discussing what the man really want. You know? And that's one thing. And see, that's on the woman's side. The men, like, see, there's not as many men sex workers. You got some gigolos, maybe some strippers, male exotic dancers, something like that. But see, they know they're piggy. Like, when you get those male exotic dancers, they already know which women are going to give up the money. And maybe some pussy, too. You know? When you talk about those street hustlers and stuff, they know which person they can hustle. Whether it's a man or woman. See, one thing I seen, or, you know, just somebody who's been around them. Let's just say, growing up, I've been around those types. And you find out things ain't what it seems. You see beyond the surface, beyond the mask. Like, one of the things I never forget when I told this woman who was pretty cool, If anybody see her, she would be, they would look at her and be like, nah, she wouldn't cheat. She one of those good girls. Yeah. Yeah, she was prim proper, didn't have tats, anything. And I never forget what I said to her. We were at this event, and I just saw her, and I said, oh, yeah, be careful. You open to cheat on your husband. So she stopped me, and we talked for the next hour. She was explaining to me why she would cheat on her husband. And I was like, I don't know. But, see, I saw past her mask and everything. You know? But I learned that being around, well, I'll just say the dregs of society. So I know the game. Even, like everything I talk, I'm really giving you, let's just say I'm an ambassador from that world, because I've been around people in that world. You know, I've seen how it worked with the players, sex workers, everything. You know, seen the game. Seen the game right up close. You know, seen how people roll. Like, nothing surprised me. Ain't nothing like when you see these older women getting with these younger guys. I've been seeing that since I was young. So, that ain't no big deal. Or teachers or whatever. Been seeing that. There ain't no new shit. And see, I'm going to tell you what. If you can find one. There's people, because a lot of guys, let's just be real. Even some guys who like to call themselves black pill or even red pill. Really? They really blue pill. They think they know some shit. I'm like, you don't know shit. Because here's why I say that. If you knew shit, you would turn it to your advantage. Now, if you get some of those, like, street cats, I always call them street cats. You get some of those pimps. I've known several pimps. Several renegades, women who dudes would pay for. Like, dudes would just give them money just to fuck. They're just giving them money straight up. There's a lot of renegades out there. You know, a renegade is some woman who's selling the pussy, but don't have a pimp to guide her. Yeah, you've been with enough, you see it, and they just know. It's like, if you're around one of those people, you might as well just be honest with them, because they read you. And I thought about that, because it was a guy on one of those the most recent balloon pop shows. And he said several times he was reading the women. He was looking through them. And that's a power right there. But see, unfortunately, a lot of guys don't have that gift. They didn't grow up in an environment where they had to develop that gift. See, one thing, I spent some time in an environment where I had to develop that gift and see things. Like, I remember when I was living in Southeast, and remember, I didn't say it before, Child Protective Services had to come in. That's how fucked up the environment was. But I remember one time, man, it was a young lady in there who was a butch lesbian. But she had sex with this dude on my bed. I was pissed off. I was like, the fuck? This a butch lesbian, though. She's still fucking a dude. I was like, shit. But that's part of that shadow. Like seeing past somebody's shit, what they really do. Looking through them. But that's one thing, those shadow dwellers, they can tell you. They can tell you. Like, whatever it is, if you run into one, ask them about game. Ask them. They can see shit. You know, some of those street players. When I say street players, dudes who, you know what, they don't have a degree. They'll probably never come online to do a video. You know, but they can see right through a woman. They can see shit that you ain't thinking about. You know? They can see through, they can see through that goody-goody woman. Or that goody-goody girl or whatever. They say, nah, she gonna fuck. Nah, she ain't gonna fuck. She gonna do this. And the women definitely reading the man. Like, one thing with, if you talk with, like, if you get a chance, and I don't mean paying them. I'm going to tell you something now real quick. Don't think you can just pay a street worker or a sex worker and they're going to tell you some shit. If you put money out, the only way you're going to learn something from them is if you're the dude that they just want to open up to. There's always somebody that a sex worker or anybody in that world want to open up to. And one of the keys to getting them open up is just don't judge what they do. That's one of the keys right there, because that's the only way, really. Because if you try, you know, it's like some dudes might say, well, I paid her and everything. She gonna tell you what you want to hear. That's stupid. As soon as the money come out, whatever you want to hear, she gonna confirm it. Like, she'll tell you some shit like, you say, well, women gotta be emotionally attached, right? They'd be like, you done gave her about $300. She gonna be like, yeah. Or women don't have to be emotionally attached. You gave her $300. She gonna be like, yeah. Yeah, don't trust anyone. Once you give them money and shit, that's anything they tell you, they just gonna tell you what you want to hear. Only way to deal with them is you basically have to know them. Like I said, I've been around some of the dregs of society, some of the dark people in society, and shit. Some people, like I said, they ain't gonna get online, social media, try to share anything, because they still in that world. Like, one of the biggest things is they know they gotta be discreet. Like I said, I don't even share shit, because I know a lot of women watching. They want to know how discreet. I've had women I lost count of how many women said, hey, you ain't gonna say anything about that. Even the women I might mention here and there already basically had their permission. And I do mean permission. But that's one thing. If you understand the shadows, you gotta understand how you gotta be discreet. And you be surprised how many women out here, one way or the other. Because, like, one lady friend, shit, me and her were talking and stuff, but she had a guy text. A guy was paying her just to text back and forth, paying her. I said, hey, keep texting. Shit. Keep texting while we were talking. And I don't know what this guy thought, but, you know, she was in that world. But if you were to meet her in public, you wouldn't think so. But they can give you a perspective, because one of the things is they're going to see, people in the shadows see other people's shadows. First of all, they see past the mask. Then they, like I said, they can tell you some shit. And you can learn a lot from that shit. Like, I learned a lot, like I said. Still had that secret, man, please. That secret I learned, I was like, damn, is that simple? And all it did was just change my perspective. Now, some people invariably say, what's the secret? What's the secret? Dude, you can't come on here and ask me. Watch my videos and pay attention. I've been giving it. Hell, I've been giving it for like over 30 years now. I just don't do it directly, because some people who figured it out directly, they don't believe it. So it's like, all right, their perspective ain't changed. Their perspective ain't changed. Said, no, I ain't gonna share it. Don't waste time like posting something or having a comment, hey, what is it? What if I hit you in public? What if I give you money? No, not even for money. Because first of all, don't do the shit I'm telling you. You'll find out on your own any fucking way. You know? But you can learn, because one thing, when you deal with them, don't judge why they in the shadows, because you never know. Because I've known a couple women from one, she was like academic level, PhD level, but she had fantasies of being a female exotic dancer. And that's how she usually dressed too. This is a professor. I knew another from an upper middle class background. And she was at a high-end club and stuff. She didn't need money like that. But it was in her. It was in her. Because, see, one of the things, the shadows, those who dwell in the shadows, like I say, they see the real person. They see the real person. They see past the mask. Because, like I say, we all got a mask on publicly. But, see, a lot of guys don't see past that. Like I said, like the sit-down video I did this morning, that came out this morning, did it last week. I know how I do. But, like, not putting that beautiful woman on a pedestal. Women realize from an early age, because one thing with these sex workers, part of what they selling with the females are beauty. The men too, really. The men too. But beauty. And they realizing that beauty is a currency. I learned that from BGS knows the woman. I'll leave it at that. But she said that beauty is a currency. Currency is money. They learn that people will act a certain way and behave a certain way when they're around a beautiful person. They don't use it for good. They don't use it for good. I mean, that's no telling how many guys I've seen playing just because she looked good. She had a fat ass, though. And I speak against that. I said, no, okay, don't necessarily, if she beautiful, she ain't automatically bad. But find out what's up with her. Find out what's up. Because females considered demon lovers. I would call demon lovers. Shit, they look innocent as beautiful and innocent as hell. But you got some guys so busy looking for them, you know, and they want to be validated by getting that beautiful woman. They ain't thinking what else she got going on. It's very important. It's very important. You got to really look. You got to really, really look. You got to, but I would say this. I mean, it's hard to say how to find one of those shadow folks. Like I said, if you messing with a sex worker or something, she'll tell you, if you put money out, she's telling you what you want to hear. Best you can do is be a non-judgmental type of guy, and then they'll let you know. Like, they'll test you out, they'll say something, and like how they make their money, and you be like, okay. That's why I learned so much from sex workers. I ain't judged what they did, shit. You know, it wasn't like, oh, you're a sex worker. I was like, whatever. If they tell me whatever they did, shoot, I'd be asking questions and shit. That's the best way, but, you know, how to find that, really, that could be any place. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Somebody in their shadows, they can be any place. They can be your best buddy and they ain't telling you shit. You know, male or female, they ain't telling you shit because they feel like you want to judge them. So you want to really, you want to be that person that, you know, you ain't judging somebody and you listening. You listening. Like I say, that can be a range. Those in the shadow range from just ordinary street players. Anybody who you think getting over, just talk to them. Don't dislike them, because you get some guys, you know, they don't like them. You know, they'll call them Pookie or Ray Ray or something. It's like, no, if they doing it, shit, get friendly with them. Find out what they doing. They seeing shit that you ain't seeing. It's part of the reason why they winning, because they in the shadows. They see the woman's shadows. The women see the men's shadows. You know, and that's really a part. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all with some deep shit. That's a part of life, man. It's like, embrace the shadow. See, you get a lot of people, they just want to be on some goody shit. It's like, no, embrace the shadow. You know, it's a part of you. We all have a dark side. Ain't no wrong with it. It is what it is. We all have something we don't share with the public. It is what it is. Because the public try to promote one thing, but real life is something else. So, anyway, that's all I have. Something to think about for y'all. All right? Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.